I mean,
Alright,
crap.
is everyone ready? Because I already hit the recording button.
Sure.
Alright. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kyran. I'll be your host today on The Infinite Agenda. And joining us today, we have... Go ahead, guys. Okay, keep going.
I'm Steel.
It's just Sage.
It's just Sage. Alright, we got
We're
Sage.
gonna talk
Kyran.
at the same time if you don't call us out.
Alright, we got Sage. We got Steel. And we have... Go for it. It cut out right as you said it. Ledge.
Oh, no.
All right.
Ledge. Oh my gosh.
I actually, on the fly, I just kind of decided to do this right now. Each one of you, starting with Sage, then Steel, then Ledge, say what your favorite fandom is.
What's that? Like, universe?
Yeah.
Oh.
Go ahead, Sage.
So I start with, okay. Well,
Yeah.
my favorite has to be Naruto.
Yeah, I figured. Steel?
Now,
I
good luck
mean,
picking a better one.
no,
I already have.
it changes all the time. Right now, it's Naruto for me because I just finished the anime.
Yes.
But
yes.
it'd be a different answer on a different day.
That's fair. Ledge?
Alright, and risk of sounding like a hype beast, I'm gonna say Naruto.
Kyra?
Okay, well, I'm
No,
going to
go
be the odd
ahead.
one
I know
out.
what you
I always am the odd one out. Star Wars.
Just had to be
Specifically,
different.
hey, it's me. Specifically the books, which not most people have read. The Legends.
Oh, you hipster.
Yeah,
Give 'em a rundown
that's
of
me.
What the podcast is
hipster.
about.
Say what? I'll give him a rundown. Okay, so The Infinite Agenda is a name that I pulled out of nowhere, but it really is kind of accurate because we're about a whole lot of different things. There's no real bounds on what we talk about, but our main bread and butter has to do with the fandom universes of like Naruto, Star Wars, My Hero Academia, stuff like that. We do things like pitting a fictional character versus a character, and seeing how that would do, how we think they would do. We do theoretical situations like, what if this had happened instead? For instance, what if Anakin hadn't turned dark side? And then we have some other ideas that we're still fleshing out, but those are going to be our bread and butter on this podcast. So our first topic today is presented to us by Sage.
Yes. So.
And it's sponsored by Raid Shouto. No, I'm just kidding.
No.
Okay. Dude, if you had done that under the table the whole time and never told us about it, and actually
just like pocketed the
okay.
money. Yeah, that'd be great.
So for us today, I have a versus,
Which we haven't heard
going
yet.
to be Todoroki from My Hero Academia versus Black Panther from MCU.
Ooh. Okay, so
So someone else
I'm
is
not
gonna start on who they think would win.
the most experienced for Todoroki, but as the host, I'll give a quick rundown for people who don't know him. He's a character from My Hero Academia who has the ability to control flames and fire as well as the ability to control ice. And Black Panther, if you don't know him, you need to get out from under that rock.
I mean, just to summarize, Black Panther has powers that are somewhat reminiscent of Captain America in that he's faster and stronger than a normal person. Also, his suit is basically impenetrable, it seems like. And
Well, we know vibranium is fire resistant. How
Yeah.
much proof have we had that it's cold resistant?
cold resistant.
Ice though, it's not even cold, but like ice spears.
Well, we know it's been frozen.
Yes.
It was frozen with Cap, and it came out fine in that situation. But is Todoroki's ice colder or no?
We don't know how cold Todoroki's ice is. I
I
don't
think
think
it's
it's
a regular ice temperature.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I think it's more like the force of the attacks rather than exactly how cold it'll be. It's not like liquid nitrogen. But
Does Todoroki have anything that can break past his suit?
Yeah, but it's who wins, not who dies. So
That's true.
theoretically, he could just, if he can somehow trap him.
If he
Then that
if
would
he
be it.
all right, here's a question: could he completely encapsulate Black Panther in ice?
That is
he can
He
move
could,
really
yes.
fast with that ice attack.
because right now that's the only way we see him technically winning, right?
Yeah.
I would say yes, a similar move to what he did with Sero in the sports festival tournament.
Okay,
Um,
so if his ice can't pierce the suit, and
Right.
it's already flame resistant, that means that is truly his only way to win.
Yeah, and Todoroki's not the type who would go for a kill anyway. He'd
No.
be trying to
Well, yeah.
just suppress him.
Which is a
Alright,
side
unless-
note.
Unless specified otherwise, all these fights are taking place in the final tuning exams arena, so that would be a good visual for where they're fighting.
And if you don't know what that looks like, it's basically 200
Very
feet
large.
diameter circle
Yeah, pole.
Yeah.
with like
it's like a cylinder.
with like 50
'Cause
foot
it's
high
really
walls
deep.
all around. It's got like
Yeah.
a few trees on one side, but it's mostly open area.
Yes.
Mostly just grass.
We're also running off of the assumption that these characters will be fighting within the realm of their morals as well, their personalities. So if they wouldn't kill someone normally in real life, then they wouldn't have that kind of urge in this.
Yes.
I tend to think that the terrain would actually be a little bit of an advantage for Todoroki.
Good point.
Because
No verticality for Black
as-
Panther.
Yeah, as far
True.
as I can tell, Black Panther doesn't have a lot of options with which to destroy his ice once he deploys it, and he could kind of just fill up the arena with ice, if
Point.
not stop before.
Sorry, let me run it through in my head. So you have the Black Panther. He can charge his suit for explosions or whatever you call them, outbursts.
It's like kinetic
But-
energy.
Ice wouldn't do that. The flames would. As soon as Todoroki realized the flames won't hurt him, and he charges like one of the bursts, whatever, he wouldn't use the flames anymore.
Better with
Let's
his
just
ice
assume
anyway.
that. So yeah, he's just gonna switch to using only ice.
Well, Todoroki's
At-
also very agile with his abilities.
Point. So at that point, Black Panther's ability to destroy the ice is gone. I mean, he can destroy small chunks. Like he gets like his arm like covered in ice. Like I'm sure he could break that
Yeah.
off easily. But I'm
Yeah.
talking about large portions of ice he can't destroy anymore.
And if he tried to get the drop on Todoroki, again, Todoroki has quite decent agility with his abilities.
His reflexes are very good.
They're not as good as Black Panther's. Pretty much max reflexes anyway. But
That's fair. His probably do edge out Todoroki's. but I'm just
Black
saying-
Panther's movement
Todoroki's
is up
not a
there with like
slouch.
Spider-Man's, which is insane.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
Although-
Todoroki's pretty stationary. I mean, he moves, but I don't know. His powers don't base off movement very much.
Leadge, what's your
Well-
input?
That's what I was about to ask.
I don't think. I think that Todoroki would completely encompass him in ice,
Think so?
and there's nothing much that he can do, as far as I'm aware, from like the movie standpoint of Black Panther.
Yeah, I don't
Okay,
think
so
so.
the ice kind of grows from Todoroki, not like directly, but like
does.
from his feet. But it has to start there. He can't create it far away, right?
right.
I
He
don't
has
I've
think
to
never
so.
start
seen
with
it.
himself.
He starts from himself. So let's say he doesn't one of those outburst moments. What is it against? Was it Sarah? Where he's
Sarah.
mad?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's pretty fast. Like Black Panther is fast, but to dodge that is theoretically impossible at that point. So
Especially
I
because of
think
avoidance would be
because we
limited.
saw that, we saw how much ice he can create in that moment. I don't know. Black Panther might not. With that move specifically, I don't think Black Panther could get.
Does anyone have any other opinions on that they'd like to offer? I don't.
I think that pretty
No,
much sums up how we think the fight would go.
I mean, unless we're including the 10 seconds in the comic where Black Panther had the Infinity Gauntlet on, I don't think this is gonna.
I think
It's
I
not
don't
gonna
think
win.
that's a
No.
fair
yeah, we
comparison.
definitely decided beforehand to leave comics out of this.
Yeah.
They're a little bit ridiculous.
All right, let's say
Oh,
close
Lord.
range, right? First, either the fight starts like 10 feet away from each other.
Okay.
I don't know.
I don't know. Black Panther's fast, but usually he has to build up speed.
Good point.
And it's been proven in My Hero that Todoroki's close range ice work, such as when he
Yeah.
fought Ida in the finals tournament, was like
Oh,
it slows down
oh,
his
yeah.
opponents. So
How-
then he can also still get an advantage.
Yeah, because he grows it from himself. Even if Black Panther got close enough, or like grabbed him, whatever you do, I don't know. If he got close enough, he could just expand it from himself, basically.
Yeah.
And keep him off.
I think so.
All right, so everybody's on Todoroki then, yeah?
Oh, we'll put it to a vote real
That's
quick. I vote Todoroki.
Yes.
I also vote Todoroki.
Ledge?
Todoroki.
All right.
All right.
So as a vote, unanimous vote 4-0, Todoroki would beat.
And if you
Black
guys have
Panther.
comments why Black Panther would win or have a chance, please lay them out.
Or if you have an idea for a different arena that we should use, or an arena in which Black Panther would win, be my guest.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So my topic is a little bit more broad. It's not as easy to answer, to be honest. What kind of magic would you use if you could choose anything, and how? How would you use it?
So any type of magic.
Yeah, within the realm. Well, I wouldn't say within the realm of believability because it's magic. Yeah, pretty much anything. Now, if you say something that's like absolutely ridiculous, we'll just shoot you down and tell you you're stupid. But yeah.
I didn't think I had
You're
an
stupid.
answer to this. No, I didn't think I had an answer to this, but I actually just thought of this.
All right, so someone else go before Steel.
Go ahead then.
I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
All right. Probably like alchemy, like from Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Is that even magic? That's literally.
But
it's literally
it is, though.
alchemy. Like alchemy is its own thing.
Alchemy's always been a fusion of magic and science. I think it counts.
Sure.
I believe it counts. But it's very versatile in that world, and I've always found it really cool. Part of that may come from the fact that I would love to literally step into that universe if I could. Automail, for instance, is extremely cool to me.
That's called Yahoo.
Kyran, I think you're the only one in this podcast who's familiar with that fandom. But surely you
Wait,
understand.
Sage and Leadge, you haven't seen?
I've tried to get them to watch it.
No.
I watched like 2, but I don't know. I couldn't get attached to it.
That's because you
They
watched
won't
like
do
2. I found your problem.
It's got to reel me in quick. Come on.
Naruto. Good luck with
Okay,
Naruto?
I watched 7
Episode
Deadly
1. He's
Sins
already
for you.
folding people.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Fold them like a lawn
chair.
Really well.
that. What kind of lawn chair? I've seen the plastic ones that do not fold.
Okay.
mean,
I'm gonna put out one of the powers. I just kind of thought this would be cool.
Right.
Not necessarily my first choice because it would probably be like teleportation or time.
Ooh.
But this would be
Ooh.
my go-to would actually be kind of like a rewind ability of you have 3 different measurements, either 5 seconds, 30 seconds, or like an hour. And so if you mess up something, you can just rewind it, as many times as you want till you get it right.
Literally
Or
like a video
let's
game
say
save
you
function.
hate
Like
your
auto
boss.
save.
It's like you literally deck them. And then
Are
like,
you
that's
okay,
one of the
Sage?
things from me.
Is there
Whoa.
something you want to talk about?
feels like it came from
Yes,
a
I hate my
personal
boss.
place.
Oh, okay. Quick caveat to the question. It can either be something you would use in real life or something you wouldn't. Because typically when people are like, what kind of power would you use? People are like, oh, teleportation or time control because, that'd be helpful in real life.
Yeah,
Yeah, like a flight.
teleportation would be
So this can be
handy.
like, imagine you're in a fantasy world. Just something you think you would have fun using.
Oh man, I almost
Right?
want to change my answer to teleportation now.
Well, yeah. I mean, realistically,
We all know
that's probably the
teleportation would
best.
be easy.
'Cause
We wouldn't
flight
have to do
is
this
also-
podcast states away. It could be in the same room.
Flight would be more fun, like super speed, and flight would be more fun
super
though.
speed.
That's the problem because you have. Yes, I could teleport to my friends that live really far away, but I could also fly to them. I mean, hopefully I don't hit a
Ooh.
bird, but like,
If
that's why you
you
want
make enough-
immortality with it.
Enough short teleporting jumps at a time, you could basically be flying.
I have one. This isn't my first pick. I think Sage knows what my first pick would be, but I can't say that for different reasons. Not anything weird, but it's a combination.
If you don't clarify, it's gonna seem weird.
It's not weird.
Oh,
Sage,
it's
wrap me
not.
up. Thank
It's just, no one would get it.
So it's a combination of useful in real life and would be cool to use in fantasy. So it would be the ability to control the element of water, but the included in that would be the ability to breathe underwater, which is something I've always wanted to be able to do. Like I've only been scuba diving once and snuba diving once, but that was so much fun. And when I have those dreams where I can breathe underwater, awesome. But in the fantasy world, I could create tidal waves. I could create a hurricane. I mean, if you've ever read Percy Jackson, like how he controls it would be kind of how I imagine it. Literally creates like hurricanes to fight people. That would be kind of cool.
Yeah, that'd be because there's a lot of wild stuff in the depths of the ocean. That
I know,
is
right?
It's
actually,
insane.
like terrifying, but also insane.
Yes, that's why
Like,
if you control the water, you can just protect yourself.
Okay, so in combination, there's night vision, so you can see in the depth. There's your body's extremely strong because you have to withstand the pressure of the ocean, and you can breathe underwater. So yeah, I'm good with that.
Okay.
So you would be a mantis shrimp.
I would be Aquaman.
Legend.
All right, fair enough.
Ledge?
Can I get a Sharingan?
Can you get Sharingan?
Is that magic?
Well, which
Does that count?
I guess that's kind of magic. All right, for those who don't know,
Are you
explain.
guys gonna force me to do one ability of the Sharingan and not all of them?
Specifically, once
yes.
we talk
No, wait,
about
the one that
it.
disables your eye. You go back 30 seconds.
I don't know about
Give
that
me
one.
one
Spoiler
Izanagi.
alert. I don't know that
Oh,
either.
oops. Oops,
All right, guys, I have one
stop talking.
simple rule. Just don't talk about past where I am in Naruto. It's not that hard.
It's really hard
Yeah,
not
I-
to.
That's my bias.
What was that, Ledge?
You've seen Danzo.
No, I've read Danzo
Oh, okay.
7 years ago.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you for
But no,
reminding me.
you're
Now
not
more is
limited to
flooding
one
into my
touchdown.
brain.
Ability.
Okay. I think that sort of hashes out that question.
Yes.
I think we all have other ideas that we
Yeah.
could go with that one.
For sure,
Yeah.
My topic is actually one that I just thought of a few moments ago, and it's a theoretical, a what if situation set in the
Great.
My Hero Academia universe. I sense a lot of enthusiasm from Sage. So I'm sure that he'll love this. I
It's
actually,
just that I'm the only one that came up with the verses, but
Oh, we'll
well,
come up
I
with one
actually
before this
came
ends.
up with this idea based off of something that Sage had said to me when he became familiar with the character Mirio, where he was saying basically
Hmm.
Mirio deserved to have one for all more
Ha,
than Deku, right? Which
Mirio,
is
for those of you who aren't super rememberative, is Lemillion, the guy who can pass through things.
exactly. So Lemillion, right? And I was thinking, what about a theoretical world in which Deku never got one for all, Mirio did instead? And how do you guys think that that might have changed the plot or universe of My Hero Academia?
Okay. Oh wait, I've got a question. So, just because I don't, it's a little foggy for me. Why was the villain thing attacking Class 1 with goal motivation?
What, the first, like at USJ?
USJ and the in the woods as well.
So at first at USJ, it was
This
just
is relevant.
because they
This is
had
relevant.
seen on the schedule that All Might was supposed to be teaching that class. They were trying to attack All Might. It wasn't specifically that class.
Okay.
At the training camp, it was because they had been defeated attacking that class, and Shigaraki now has a grudge against them.
Makes sense.
Okay, here's how it would be differently, and it's actually not great. For
Oh!
well, here's the thing. First off, Deku never joins. Some other kid, obviously not as strong as him, would be in the class if they were picking like a certain number. I don't remember. But in both of those attacks, not the first one a little bit, like he made an impact in the first one, but specifically at the camp. You know, he saved the kid. He took down Muscular, who was going to go to the camp and do much worse than he was going to do. So we're talking probably casualties on Class 1A, because, you know, All Might was not there. And although Mirio is in Class 3, so he wouldn't have been there.
Right.
That's the downside. I think a lot of it would be upside, just for me personally, because we're talking somebody stronger than All Might very quickly. Like obviously right now he wouldn't be, but you know, at that point, once you have All for One and Mirio's abilities, it's just
You mean one for
For
all?
all.
One for all. Yeah, no, All for One. All for one.
No!
He just takes
But
everyone
once
else's.
you have those, it's kind of ridiculous with Mirio's abilities.
Here's a question: do people die in the entrance exams for My Hero? Like, is that a possible thing?
Technically, they're
Well,
not
technically
supposed to,
no,
but
even
it
though
can
They
happen.
almost did.
Because he saved Aravity,
Yes.
but
saved
the question
her.
is, would she have died?
I'm of the opinion
kinda-
that had no one saved her, that the 0 pointer bot was being controlled and would have stopped before it actually crushed her.
Yeah, because
They're not
yeah.
trying to just kill people.
I mean that's way too. That's a building size the robot. So we're talking about like that would kill people,
No, yeah, it would for sure.
and it's an entrance exam. They haven't even proven themselves yet. It could be someone who's not very skilled at all that's gonna get
Like
squashed.
Aravity.
Right.
Ledge, what's your input?
Wait, on what?
On what
Robots
would
or
happen?
Back
No,
to
what-
the original topic.
Back to
What
the
would
original
happen
topic.
if Mirio had
To the root topic.
all for one for all?
Yeah.
At what point would it have been given to him?
Probably
Ooh, pretty
before
soon.
he started year
Before
3.
year 3,
Because he
when
was already
he
talking
was
about-
on his way to give it to him, right?
Yes, he was
Well,
really close to
he
giving
was
it to him, I
supposed to
think.
interview him and decide
Oh.
if he...
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Basically, right
spoilers.
then, though.
For those who
What?
haven't seen
Oh,
this.
we'll put a disclaimer on all the universes
Yeah,
we're
yeah,
talking
that's
about.
true.
of
There's
how
spoilers on
far
all of them.
ahead. Yeah.
I'm not quite sure how it would pan out, but I do have something to talk about that's like kind of it's on the topic of Mirio. I know why he's so optimistic, all right? So he can't turn tangible while occupying a wall, all right? But he
Right.
can while he's occupying the same space as air. So every single time he does that, oxygen gets invested inside of his body
Oh.
throughout. So it charges him up with positivity and that type of
You're
thing.
saying
You're
his brain
saying
is
he's
essentially a
taking
little
oxygen.
bit high at all times.
He's
Inside of
always-
his body is invested, like injected into his body.
He's
every time
always
he
high
does
on
it.
oxygen, ladies and gentlemen.
That's why he's
Mystery
always so
solved.
positive.
That's why Sun Eater keeps calling him the sun. Like he's just full of energy. It's like a plant.
Oh boy, that's
oh, I
great.
love it.
I think he would rise to a very powerful state. It might be hard to write an interesting story with that type of power.
I mean,
combo.
imagine
True.
someone can pass through your punch and immediately strike you with the force of a skyscraper.
Yeah.
I
He
also
could make
have-
only like his bone tangible, but like a sharpened portion of it, so it just stabs through people when he punches
Jeez.
through.
Oh, we're talking about
Oh
Kimimaro
my
now.
gosh.
Great.
Chill,
Um,
bro.
But I have like a
So-
sort of sub question then. Because
Coming from you, I'm not surprised.
Well, okay. I don't necessarily
Just kidding.
agree with Sage's take that Deku shouldn't have gotten one for all. I love Deku.
Oh no, I don't
But-
say he shouldn't have.
You did say
I
that a
don't
couple
know.
times in the
Okay.
past.
You did say
He
Lemillion
deserved
deserved
it.
way
He's a
more.
I
great-
did say that right after seeing Lemillion's fight, and I hadn't seen Deku's fight after, which I still personally like Lemillion's better. But my actual, I'll give it back to you in a sec. My actual point was like, either way was good. I think Lemillion at the time of him giving it to Deku was definitely more worthy. Deku has proved himself though, so I'll let it slide.
I'll let it slide.
I'll
I mean,
just,
like
like,
Deku's
let the main
original
character
quirk
slide.
of like that water style quirk where he like sprays water out of his eyes constantly. It's not very useful.
The worst
thinks he doesn't have a
version of
quirk?
water
You gotta-
hose.
Oof.
No, but
That's
my
rough.
question, this is kind of like related to the initial. If Deku never got one for all, right? So if for some reason, circumstances were different, he
He'd
never
have been
got
a
one
really
for all.
sad person.
Do we really believe that he would have given up on being a hero, however?
No, but he probably would have gotten hurt or killed.
I don't think he would have gotten into a school and he would have had a situation where he needed to act up and got killed.
I think at best, now this is my personal opinion here. I
Uh-oh.
think at best he would have gotten maybe into the general education course of UA, because you're not forbidden from going to UA without having a quirk. But I don't think he would have passed the entrance exam
No, probably not.
without one. I think best case scenario of that, and I am talking the ideal version, if he didn't ever get a quirk, would be him, picking up like martial arts, maybe some type of weapon, and becoming more of a vigilante than an actual hero.
Well,
'Cause I
he
don't
could
think any
actually
of
be
the
a
license-
very helpful. I don't even know if this is a title, but hero analyst, because you saw how much he
Yeah.
analyzes his enemy. So
quirk
if-
analysis.
yeah, so if he could be very helpful in a hero agency in assessing an enemy's threat.
Yeah.
But one thing that has always kind of, I guess, rubbed me the wrong way about the My Hero universe is the way that people assume if you don't have a quirk, you're completely powerless. But if you do have a quirk, you're automatically suited to be a hero if you want to be. I just want to reiterate that at the beginning of the show, we see a kid whose quirk is that he can pop his eyeballs out. How on earth would that help him be a hero? And if you want an example from actual pro heroes, Eraserhead is a good example. What his quirk does is it erases other quirk. It doesn't give him more strength. He essentially fights quirkless. And if he's going up against a mutation type person, he can't do anything for that. So he has learned, and this is kind of backstory to the canon, but he's learned using I think it was 5 years that he spent developing his own form of martial arts that involves his capture weapon.
Jeez.
So I'm just saying that having a physical augmentation type quirk is not necessary to be a hero. So in the best case scenario, I can see
I mean,
Deku
yeah, just look
actually
at
becoming successful that way.
it's been a minute since I've seen the episodes. Night Eye, I think. Is that his name?
Yes.
Yeah.
And he
I
can
mean,
only use it
look at
once a
his
day.
ability. He literally, the only reason he's able to go out in the field is because he literally lifts heavy weights all the time.
Those were so cool.
Yeah.
Just
That actually reminds me of something. When I first started watching My Hero, I 100% thought the story was going to be. I know I might be cutting out. I 100% thought the story was going to be him without a quirk being a hero. They were kind of setting it up for that almost. It was weird because it was like, can he be a hero without a quirk? And
not
then
on
he
that
was
level,
trying out
no.
to school.
Oh,
Well, no, but like I thought it was he gonna through somehow like barely being able to fight, but like actually winning.
That'd be a
without
cool,
quirk. I
side
literally
story.
thought it was gonna be.
Ooh.
I am glad it went the way it did because it's like it's so exciting. The top hero
But-
literally gives you the quirks. Like, oh
Yeah.
yeah.
And then you have to work
But-
for it.
On a darker side of that, Sage, what you just made me think of is like basically All Might's answer ultimately to him, can I be a hero without a quirk? It didn't change. He just said, you can be a hero because I'm giving you my quirk. Not you could be a hero without a quirk.
No, that's
Because
So-
All Might was a hero without a quirk.
But-
At first.
Fair enough, I guess. But yeah, I mean, that's a little bit. It makes you wonder about the underlying issues in their society that they're so obsessed with quirks and they think you need one to do anything.
There are guns. I mean, look at that gas guy when he attacked the
Yeah.
camp. So there you go. That's very powerful.
I think of all the ways to accept heroes
Deku
into
go
a
with the
society,
gun.
though, I think that the My Hero Academia is one of the best ones, because you see in so many different universes, whether it's Marvel or other things, where they try to make them their weapons or they shun them or everything like that, and it just leads to more and more problems.
Yeah.
And there's
Yeah.
always that underlying thing that they try to bring up, like, oh, villains didn't show up until you did. Like, yeah, that's called writing a plot. But you still need heroes to beat the villains, and if you work
But-
with them, it's a lot better. But
My Hero
let that slide.
specifically says that the villains arose first, too, and that's why heroes started.
interesting.
Like that people were taking advantage of the powers they had to commit crimes, which is probably realistic. I think if
Very
everybody
much,
in the
yeah.
world gained a superpower today, probably at least 70% of people, and I'm being generous here, probably at least 70% of people would use it to their advantage with very little like moral quandary about it.
I mean, have you guys ever seen the movie Jumper with Hayden Christensen?
Yeah,
The guy who
I
played
love
Anakin?
that movie.
Like, that's teleportation, and almost what's more portal than teleportation. But
I would do
if
the
people,
exact same
yeah,
things
if people
he did.
got teleportation, I guarantee it would happen so quick. They would go into banks, take money, and then leave.
Would definitely rob banks.
Well, okay, so
I know that's terrible, but
in
like
the future, any police that are listening to this, it was Steel.
NSA was definitely
Her
me.
name is literally Steel.
Oh no, not
She
spelled the
doesn't
same
even have
way.
a last
Just
name.
connect
If you
the
look like,
dots.
just Google Steele, like in the birth certificates, hers the first thing and the only thing.
Middle name is in parentheses robbery.
Just call her Rob.
No,
All right, fine, we'll call you Barry.
that's better. Rob isn't even a good name for a dude. Come on.
Is Barry?
Robbery.
The only reason Barry
Barry
sounds
is
good is
better.
because it's Barry White.
And Barry Allen.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Robbery.
And there's a lot of puns you can make about the name Barry. I like it.
Okay, so moving on. All right, let's. I have one half of another verses.
Okay.
While I'm explaining it, someone think of the other half. So apparently, I am the only Halo fan here, which crushes me. But Master Chief versus someone, and to give both Sage, Ledge, and Steel, and you guys a hint of what Master Chief is. He is a super soldier from the Halo universe, set in the future. He has been chemically augmented so that his physical body is, I mean, if you think Captain America, but like stronger and faster, and his reflexes are about 10 times faster as well. That's literally what he is. And then on top of that, he has a suit of armor, ironically called Mjolnir, which is, the name of Thor's hammer, but it's called Mjolnir armor, which I will not say that name again. And it enhances both the strength and the reflexes. In the books, basically, they put him in the suit of armor and he tried to snap a salute and his hand like rocketed into his helmet and almost gave him a concussion because of how fast the suit reacted to his reflexes. They can run super fast. It has armor for kinetic weapons, and it also has shields and plasma ablating on the armor for energy weapons of that type. So if whoever he goes against, if they fight with like lightning, for instance, he has shields against that. He typically has an assault rifle, and then a plethora of other weapons if you want to give it to him. But we'll go with the assault rifle and the pistol that fires
All
a
right.
really big round.
So I already have an idea of who we could have him verse.
Don't say One
Darth
Punch Man.
Vader.
Okay.
I don't think we should
I
verse
was
anybody
thinking of
versus
the character from One Punch Man. Actually, Moomin Rider.
Oh no!
Oh, I've got it. Sakura.
No, dude, this.
So she would lose, obviously,
Flicks her with
because a
pinky and
bullet
she
would go
dies.
through her and she'd die. All right, we solved that one pretty quick.
Well, she's a
Um,
she's a healer.
When a bullet goes through your head, Ledge, you don't have time to react.
She could be using. Oh, never mind.
No,
You haven't.
no,
Okay.
don't say anything.
Listen, you can't
How
keep
about
bringing
2
up
bullets
Sakura then.
spaced out at 2 seconds?
How about 101? That's all
fine.
I'll say.
All right.
I've got one if you don't.
Well,
Oh, I
And I'm
said
gonna
Darth
reuse
Vader.
this
We're just
one.
gonna
Darth,
roll
Darth
over.
Vader's
Uh,
a decent one. What is Sage? What's yours?
I feel like on that it's a little bit easily given to Darth Vader.
No,
'cause
it's
he
not.
Can hold him.
Hold
and
him with the Force,
slice
but he
him.
has bullets. Lightsabers don't deflect bullets; they cut them in half.
I mean, can you really aim a gun while being held by the Force?
Master Chief could.
His
If you're being
reflexes are really
if you're being
fast.
held by the Force, that's the thing. And also, if you think about it, how Darth Vader works is he crushes people's necks if he holds them with the Force.
Right.
But Master Chief, or John, has extremely dense musculature and bones. Their bones are also extremely strong, as well as the
Okay.
other parts of the body. So it would actually be quite difficult to kill him, depending on how Darth Vader,
Alright.
Force holds him, however you want to say
we
that.
can run
But
with that then.
what was your idea?
We can run with that. We don't have to, because I want to say the other one I wouldn't do. I'll do for something else.
Okay, so Master Chief versus Darth Vader.
Can the lightsaber cut through him?
Can the lightsaber cut through him? Energy swords,
Slowly.
after one hit in the games, and I think in the
Well,
cutscenes, they break through the shields in one hit, and then they can cut through them. So if Darth Vader hits him with the lightsaber once, I think it would break through his shields, and then the next swipe could cut through the armor.
Okay.
but you said he was really dense, so it would probably be a slower process of cutting
the
through him.
person.
It's a slower cut. He could
lightsaber.
stab it straight through. But
Okay, fair.
it would be a slower cut, yes. So if his reflexes are that great, but also, I was trying to think here.
I feel like
The
To
shields
my
do
knowledge-
regenerate.
okay. So the way I
Given
see
time.
this, and obviously I'm not super familiar with Master Chief, but I think it should be kind of reliant on if Master Chief gets the advantage faster than Darth Vader, because if Darth Vader can completely pin him down with the Force eventually, then at that point there's not really much he could do against it. But if he were able to defeat him before that happened,
He might be able to overpower the Force. You guys just explained. At least enough.
If
to
he
aim a
wasn't
gun.
being held in the air, yeah. He could probably overpower it to bring up the gun and aim, to be honest.
What was his weapons again? I was looking up something else.
It's an assault rifle and a Magnum, a handgun, but the Magnum fires like pretty big rounds, and the assault rifle fires pretty fast. Obviously, in the game, they're the basic guns, so they're pretty weak, but they're actually really strong.
So could Darth Vader deflect the bullets?
He could cut them in half. I'm
I
fairly
mean, they're small enough. They just kind of like off the lightsaber. Right?
Yeah, if they're small enough, if they're about the same diameter as the lightsaber itself, he could theoretically completely vaporize them. But
Yeah.
if you cut them in half, their velocity isn't going to change to the side that much. They'll just continue more or less straight past the lightsaber and into
point.
whatever's behind it. I think he does have a certain level of armor on. And again, he's got mechanical limbs, so hitting those wouldn't do too much. But also, I don't remember any instances of it happening, because in the books there aren't that many times when characters use slug throwing weapons, is what they call them. It's just, kinetic weapons.
usually they do like
I think
plasma
they could stop them
type
with the
stuff.
Force, but it would be
Maybe.
it had to be pretty impressive.
Here's what I'm thinking. Something you don't see in Star Wars as much is the fire rate of an assault rifle at a lightsaber. It's always slower, so they can actually switch to each bullet. Whereas the fire rate of an assault rifle is too fast
That's
to switch
true.
in between shots. So if you can't hold them with the Force, I don't think you could stop all of them with just the lightsaber.
I'm trying to think. Well, yeah, because you'd have to really spray around the assault rifle to get the bullets to travel on different paths. If that makes
Yeah.
sense.
I mean, I can't say
I mean,
that
they're
I'm
gonna
convinced
travel on
either
slightly
way.
different paths anyway.
Yeah,
But-
slightly, yeah, but it only takes a small flick of the lightsaber to get it to completely different vectors. And again, he has the force, so he can. It gives them the ability to tell where the bolts or bullets are coming towards. But again, depending on the radius of the bullets, you may not be able to vaporize them entirely. He might be able to do that with a rifle, but I don't think he can with a magnum.
Okay.
I'll be honest, I'm pretty close to giving this one to Chief here.
You think?
Yeah?
Well, let's see. Like, okay, so I gotta imagine we're in the tuning exams. They start 40 feet from each other, whatever. Darth Vader's not fast. That's a big problem.
Yeah.
Big problem. So you're talking about the only range he has is technically throwing the lightsaber, which I haven't seen him do, but I'm sure he can.
He has in the games.
He has in the games.
Yes.
So, and the Force. So for range, Master Chief is faster than him.
Yes,
He can
considerably.
run. I mean, Darth Vader's not going to run.
The other thing I was thinking about is it does take focus to hold on to something in the Force. So if he's able to distract him, if he holds him with the Force in the air and he's able to distract him with his weapons, he's fast. He could get in close really quick.
Yeah.
I think you've convinced me. Yeah.
I think it's the fire. For me, it's the fire rate of the assault rifle that really gets him.
It does fire fast, yeah.
To me, because assault rifles, and I don't know exactly about Halo is 600 or to 900 RPM. That's a bunch of rounds.
Yeah.
And I don't remember the exact specs on it because in the game it's a little bit different than in the books and everything. Because the books try to be a little more realistic about it. Yeah, because again, Darth Vader has the Force, so he can hold him, but he also can predict where he's coming from. I've never seen him use lightning in any of the canon or legends. And he could hit him with the lightsaber, but...
Let's play Darth Vader's biggest advantage. Let's say he just tries all of his might and immediately goes to choking Master Chief.
Right.
What would happen?
Master Chief would instantly go for one of his weapons to fire at Darth Vader.
Okay. I mean, you think full force choke, which I don't know exactly how much strength would be on the choke, whether it's more than a person can actually put on it or not. Well, I guess he is real damage.
Well, it can't be too much because when he chokes people, he doesn't instantly kill them. The thing is, like,
I don't know if he
if
does
it's
that.
a lot of force,
talking
he
to
would
them.
crush them
I think it's by choice.
Yeah, I think it's by choice.
I think he's talking to them.
That brings back episode 4 where he's like, "Where is the princess?" And he just chokes the guy and kills him and throws him to the side. Like,
I could make a lot
how's
of
he
jokes
supposed to answer you? He's
about
dead.
Darth Vader being obsessed with choking at this point. You guys are really giving me a lot of material.
I'd rather you not.
I'm not going to. I just want you to imagine.
No,
I don't want to imagine it. That's why I'm asking you
I
not.
Shield, you were so close to getting
Let's circle back.
down.
Ledge, I haven't heard you speak. What's your opinion on this?
The only thing I know about them is what you've explained, so any opinions I have would just be questions and kind of a waste of time. Because I don't know anything more than you guys know.
So, but you agreeing what we are saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
You think Master Chief then?
Yeah.
That's a tough one.
Okay. So because of Master Chief's density, he could resist the choke and or force hold enough to aim the assault rifle to fire enough rounds to overwhelm Darth Vader.
I would think so.
Yeah, I think that's a safe bet.
That's the situation then.
Yeah. The only question is he fast enough? Well, sorry. The question is he fast enough? Would Darth Vader go for that instantaneously, or how would that work? So
Darth Vader's pretty relentless, and also
He
at
is.
that range, he's not going to try to walk up to him when he has a gun. Well, I mean, he could if he thinks he can deflect him, but
and although he's not as strong in the Force as Anakin was before he became Darth Vader, because he has less human in him, now he's more robot.
Yeah.
He still is pretty formidable, but I don't think he'd be able to crush his neck that quickly. I don't think so.
Yeah, and what sucks is like the lightsaber's not even a factor.
Well, the other
he
thing
just
is
doesn't have the speed to get into him.
he wouldn't know how absolutely dense Master Chief is, so he wouldn't put all of that strength into it at first.
Good point.
Yeah.
Whereas
Good
Master
point.
Chief immediately just ruthlessly,
Would
kind of similar to Darth Vader, just tries to
riddle
take
him
down
with bullets.
anything in his way. Yeah, he would riddle him with bullets, charge him, take the lightsaber. Yeah, I don't know. As much as I like Star Wars and
Yes,
Darth Vader, Master
that
Chief
was
is
hard for Kyran to say because he loves Darth Vader.
Yeah.
So.
Master Chief is pretty beefy, so I think he'd probably win.
It's weird. I mean, it's weird because
Pretty
your
beefy.
first thought is who would win. It's Darth Vader, you know. Master Chief has kind of always been not weak. I don't know enough about him, so it's just Master Chief. But you know,
Yeah.
when you lay it out like this, then it's like, oh shoot.
Here's an example. Master Chief fell from orbit in his, low orbit in his suit. His suit locked up and hit the ground, and he was fine.
Okay. Yes.
Just did he take a little nap or not even?
Yeah, he did.
Well,
I
while
think he took a
was
little
falling,
nap.
He took a quick.
All right, so
cat
it's
nap, and then
it's
he
in
woke up
Halo
before
3.
landing.
You look up into the sky as a Marine, and there's like this shooting star in the sky. It's obviously a ship crashing, and then you see this little thing shoot off of it and like make an explosion on the ground.
And
And you
it's
walk
Master
over there,
Chief.
and it's just Master Chief sitting there, kind of like posed, frozen in the armor, and they tap it, like, what the heck? Where is he? They pull out the AI chip, and it's empty. They're like, hey, you still alive? And then it unfreezes, and he's like, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah,
We're all good
so
here.
I
Legitimate
think
strategy.
we can probably vote on this one then.
What'd you say, Sage?
It's a legitimate strategy. I just saw that in a meme video the other day. It was so funny. Camping.
Oh no!
Okay. It was like from Red vs. Blue, which I haven't seen.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Uh,
Red versus Blue is pretty good. A lot of language. But yeah, so I vote Master Chief.
Whew. Hold on.
Oh,
Okay.
Steel?
changing your mind now?
Well, let's say
gonna
maximum
vote
Darth
Master
Vader. Okay, he holds him up, throws his lightsaber at him, and you guys said it wouldn't cut through
No, at the first hit.
the first time,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then I don't know if he could hold multiple bullets with the Force because I know Kylo Ren did hold one ray bullet or laser bullet,
Laser, yeah.
whatever.
Which was never explained or revisited.
Yes, and then he walked away without even using any effort and still sat there for a minute.
Yeah.
And
then he
We're
did it
just
as
supposed
just
to
a
believe
joke.
that it
Okay,
means
so
that he's
I'm gonna
super
go with Master Chief 95% of the time. I think there's a small chance Darth Vader could win with, Force usage.
I think
depending
if
on
it
how
was
much you can put
closer
into it.
quarters, I think Darth Vader could win.
Yeah.
Because of the lightsaber. Ledge?
Master Chief.
Okay. So that wraps up that one.
Yeah, I think we pretty much in agreement.
On that note, we'll probably wrap up today's podcast. So, thank you everyone for watching. If you do, give us a like, hit that subscribe button, but you don't have to. I hate it when YouTubers are like, hey, only like 10% of
Do
my
this.
viewers are subscribed, so
Or-
just hit that subscribe.
Yeah.
It doesn't cost anything. It's free. Like, I don't care. I'm here
When
to
they're
create cool
like-
stuff.
They're like, subscribe and hit the bell. And I'm like, you're so greedy.
Like,
I
no
don't want
one's
to
gonna-
hear
I have
every
four
no one
time.
channels
turns
in
on-
hell.
No one ever
4.
turns on notifications. Like,
Subscribe
they
and
just
hit the
scroll
bell,
through YouTube.
Like.
Special
And
for me
leave
to
a
hit the
comment.
bell. Like,
Also, you can join my Patreon page.
Exactly.
oh my gosh, yeah.
And thanks
Join
to
my
my sponsor,
Patreon.
Shadow Legends.
The only thing I will ask,
Subscribe to my Twitch.
the only thing I will
Subscribe.
ask, I know this is like our first video, so I don't expect a lot of views or anything, but if you do view this and listen through all the way to here, leave us a comment for something you'd like, a different arena, or like a versus you'd like to see, or a question you'd like answered and stuff like that for us to discuss, and we'll gladly go through that. But thanks guys. Peace.